episode 1. So let me take you back to the beginning of December. The wheel turns towards Yule in the north. And here we're blessed by the element of air. The goddess is in her archetype of soul song singer, the in-between time, endings and beginnings. This is the realm of the mind, our energetic mental body, our thoughts and dreams, sharp insights like frosty mornings. All things begin in thought, and this is where my quest for rest begins too. My first trial, and I feel nervous to share this with you, came from a complete mental meltdown at the beginning of December. I'm a thinking person. I identify very much with the element of air. My default is to be in my head, and my solutions come through my thoughts. But my thoughts had multiplied over the previous year, building and building and building, running out of control, almost like a cancer. I knew I needed to rest, to stop thinking about so many things so intensely. But with my thoughts racing, driving me, that tiny voice of reason was lost in the noise. But eventually, that tiny voice took over, and my mind completely shut down. It wasn't pretty. It was frightening. I guess transformation is often like that. And this first of many trials, which I'll tell you about as we journey together, this was the hardest because it was the first. The momentum of my life over the last 12 months was like a juggernaut, driven by thought, and it was jackknifing. What did I do? Well, I cancelled all of my commitments in December, sending grovelling apologies to friends and family. And I tried to look at my to-do list objectively to identify what was really important. But I found I'd lost my perspective. I literally couldn't think straight. My mental capacity, my very thought processes seemed to be breaking apart. Some headspace was helpful, not having to think about what was in my schedule, what the next task was. I literally couldn't. And I began to realize one of the key lessons that I'll take away from this time: the importance of rest for processing thoughts and feelings and experiences. My brain had been so busy for the whole year. There was no reflection time, no time to process and deeply experience the thinking that had occurred. So like sleep at the end of the day, menstruation at the end of a moon cycle, and winter at the end of the year, rest is composting the old to provide nourishment and discern what needs to be brought forward and to begin again. Rest is a breaking down, a stripping bare. Rest is decay. Certainly for me, it was mess, and it was death. It was frightening. I guess I'd hoped for a magical Yule, snuggling and resting with blankets and candles and twinkly lights. But actually, my overworked and frazzled mind could not sink into that. That literally felt like a waste of time. And I realized I was indoctrinated into our toxic productivity culture. And I couldn't just stop this runaway train of thoughts by doing more thinking about resting. So even though I'd learned a valuable lesson, there was more to come. And so the second trial arrived.